In 1845, French troops sealed this cave and filled it with smoke. Hundreds of members of the Ouled Riah tribe died inside. The event became one of the darkest symbols of Algeria's conquest. France claimed Algeria began with a fly whisk. But the real reason was power. A failing monarchy needed victory. What followed was one of history's most brutal colonial occupations. 600 ships, 37,000 soldiers. Post-Napoleonic France brought the largest expedition Algeria had ever faced. This was no raid. It was a conquest. France landed at Sidi Farouk in 1830, thousands of soldiers pouring onto Algerian sand. This was no raid. It was the beginning of conquest.
3 weeks. That is all it took France to capture Algiers. But taking the city was easy. Conquering Algeria would take another 132 years.
France called this pacification. Villages, crops and orchards were burned across Algeria.
The goal was simple: destroy the resources that kept resistance alive. Across rural Algeria, cavalry raids disrupted communities, seized livestock, and destroyed supplies. For many families, the result was displacement, hardship, and the loss of their way of life.
In November 1832, the tribes of western Algeria chose Abdelkader as their emir. A young scholar became the leader of a resistance that would challenge France for 15 years. Abdelkader created a state that could move across Algeria.
Courts, schools, workshops, and administration traveled with the resistance.
The French struggled to destroy what they could never fully catch. At Makta, Abdelkader used terrain against a stronger enemy. French troops became trapped in the marshes while Algerian cavalry struck from multiple directions. It was France's most serious defeat of the early war.
Abdelkader insisted that prisoners receive food, water, and medical care. His conduct earned international admiration and became associated with some of the earliest modern humanitarian principles.
In 1837, France signed the Treaty of Tafna with Abdelkader.
The agreement recognized his authority across much of western and central Algeria. A brief moment, France negotiated with the state it had failed to conquer.
In 1839, France abandoned the Treaty of Tafna and resumed large-scale war against Abdelkader. Negotiation gave way to conquest. The conflict entered a far more destructive phase.
On May 16, 1843, French cavalry found the Zmala. Abdelkader lost his treasury, archives, and much of his family in a single raid. Yet he refused to surrender. After 15 years of war, Abdelkader surrendered in 1847. He did not kneel. He negotiated terms and expected France to honor them. France did not.
The Code de l'Indigènat created a separate legal system for Algerian Muslims. Daily life became subject to permits, restrictions, and administrative control. Colonial power increasingly operated through paperwork. Algeria was not transformed by battle alone. Land surveys, legal decrees, and title deeds transferred vast areas of farmland into settler ownership. Conquest increasingly arrived through paperwork. Abdelkader proved that resistance could be principled, disciplined, and humane. His struggle ended, but Algeria's did not.